It's 2020, and I'm back. A lot of things have changed in 2020 and this last part of the year. I wanted to catch up with this latest car talks and give everyone an update on kind of what's been going on with me and some tips that you can also take to around career and job and all that normal stuff that I like to talk about on car talks. First of all, how does the picture look? When I'm looking at this screen, it looks so much better. I managed to snag myself an iPhone 11 Pro R, I don't know what the thing is, but the latest and greatest iPhone because my charger went out. So hopefully the picture is a little bit better for you and all that good stuff. So, all right, so first of all, big part of 2019, the last part of 2019 was my decision to get a job. I know. A job, like, Adam, you were self-employed for 2 years. You had your own business and company and you were just kind of doing your own thing. It was great, wasn't it? Yes and no. If you've never been self-employed before, it can be a double-edged sword because, number one, sure, you have all the freedom in the world to do whatever you want. As long as you make enough money to survive, it's fine. It's satisfying work. I love doing it. I love the freedom. I love everything that came from it, except the uncertainty. Even though I am a major introvert and I tend to keep to myself quite a bit, but there was times when I missed working as a team. I missed solving real problems. So if you're not familiar with what I was doing previously, which I'm still doing, I'm not stopping any of this, but I was doing writing, blogging, doing some training courses and the like, and a little bit of consulting here and there, but not a whole lot. And what I found was that you can write about technology, write about how to do various things, helping people out with training and all that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, it's not quite as satisfying if you are simply just writing about something without truly getting your hands dirty. Sure, I still was getting my hands dirty by clicking around, creating projects and tweaking things and doing things in order to write about them, but I wasn't actually solving real problems. I wasn't, working for a consulting company for a client or working for a company that had real problems and needed real solutions to them. I didn't have that background. I really missed that. That was one reason that I went to a job. The second reason was because that, a lot of people say that build startups that fail. I don't want to say failure, but anyway, that's so hard to say. But let's just say that it probably did fail because it needed to make money. It didn't fail from a community for TechSnips. I'm talking about TechSnips didn't fail from a community perspective, but it failed for me to generate revenue. I mean, to make money. That's what a startup business is supposed to do. So a lot of entrepreneurs talk about, it wasn't the right thing, I'm going to pivot. At the end of the day, I stopped because I just needed money. I was tired of having to, in some instances, scrape by trying to find the money to pay bills and to just live life. That's one of the huge benefits of a full-time job. Even though you give up some force of freedom, you kind of have that confidence that you're going to get paid for the most part. Now, no jobs are permanent. You can always get fired, laid off, and all that sort of thing. But in reality, I consider a job is kind of like a full-time contract that you're like, oh yeah, I get paid every month or every 2 weeks. Those are the two reasons. Wanted to work as part of a team, solve real-world problems again, and have some source of recurring income coming in. So, that's the big of things. If you're not familiar, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I have, working at CloudWay now, cloudway.us. It's a tiny consulting company focused on Microsoft technology. So if you have any consulting needs, let me know. Let us know, cloudway.us. Anyway, I started that on the January the 2nd of this year. It's now, January 7th. And so far, really soon. Being able to set up some webinars, get things going on there. So far, it's been great because essentially I still feel independent. One of the great things about this company was that they allowed or even encouraged me to continue blogging, doing courses, doing all the community things that I have been doing, which is phenomenal. I had never experienced that before. So far, so good there. Also, another thing is dealing with the jobs. In 2020, this is the big thing. So in 2020, normally you set goals for yourself, some yearly goals, some New Year's resolutions. I didn't necessarily have anything like that. I'm normally not the type to set these yearly goals and how I'm going to strive to do better. I just try to continually improve, 1 week, 1 month at a time. I really don't have a set threshold or milestone that I do. But anyway, because it is, a new year, and after all this holiday stuff has been all gone through, what I've decided to do over the past few months, which I really want to focus on, other than my job at CloudWay, my side gig is my AdamTheAutomator.com blog. If you haven't been over there, I highly encourage you to check it out. I don't say that just because it's my blog, but we've spent a considerable amount of time building up, and I say we because I have I call it an ATA Friends, Adam the Automator Friends program, which essentially I have opened up my blog to guest authors, to recurring guest authors, where authors have their own column on my blog. I call it Adam the Automator and Friends now because there's just a lot more than me. Actually, these days, I'm the one posting the least on it. I started the Friends program here recently, and I really want to focus it highly in 2020 is because that, I found that there's a lot of smart people out there that had a lot of knowledge in their head, and they didn't have a platform or an opportunity, an editor to take care, to help them do the writing, help them get their message out from their head and onto into words. And one of the things about the ATA Friends program that I'm really starting to focus on now is editing. So we have a publishing workflow set up to where anybody can come in and you submit a post, I review, edit it, give you feedback, and we work on the post, and then eventually gets posted on the blog. And after that, it gets promoted. So far, so good. It's been a really great success. The traffic has gone up significantly on the blog, and since now I'm able to pay authors for their content, I'm doing that by running ads on the blog. So far, so good. The ads have been doing very well. So hopefully, we'll continue to make enough to keep paying authors and keep the site going. Let's see. What else do we have going here in the start of the new year? The AdamTheAutomator.com blog, that was a big one. Team CloudWay, at Team CloudWay on Twitter. Follow it, please. From what I've seen so far, I'm very hesitant to say anything because I'm not normally the type to gush about any company or thing. So what I've seen so far, it's safe. I have a lot of experts on the team, Office 365, Microsoft 365. That's the other thing. Team CloudWay. I'm starting on a webinar on business process automation. Typically, I've always done PowerShell stuff and more IT enterprisey, DevOpsy sort of stuff. I'm actually now able to take time to dive into Microsoft Flow or Microsoft Power Automate. That's what I'm doing here recently, just by building up various automation tools like business process, so higher level kind of prosumer, if you want to call it that, automation to where anybody can go in there and create a workflow or automation to where I'm going to create something off of an Excel document. I'm going to create a sequel, not even a sequel, some kind of specific line of business user. I want to do something in Trello, these consumer facing apps that you can blend them together, bind them together, and get a trigger off of something, take actions on other things, and kind of put it all together into an automation workflow. Power Automate has been a really cool thing I've been working on so far here, and I want to continue. Hopefully, we'll use that the knowledge that I've gained so far in there, and then work on some more blog posts and some more content. But all right, I've hit my 10-minute mark or so now. So this Car Talks didn't really have a specific purpose. I just wanted to kind of get out, get you in the routine again, since now I'm taking my daughter to school. I wanted to get back in the on the video and start doing the Car Talks again, and hopefully have a better a specific mission in mind in these next Car Talks. So as always, thanks for listening, and I appreciate it.